From the Litchfield Hills to Long Island Sound. You are watching Live with Lumi and Michelle. And now your host, MicheleMarieDalene.
Hi guys, hello meet everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and of course today is Wednesday. I know what you're going to want to say. Ain't you, right? Yeah, most likely. But I want to cover some interesting news. Just kind of give you a heads up. One, we're going to get about 30 centimeters, up to 20 to 30 centimeters of snow on Friday. And I've got, that's pretty much accurate, yeah. So it's not necessarily going to snow tomorrow, but it's gonna begin tomorrow. Let's make sure I get this right here, because these numbers are so fickle. Thursday does not show snow, however Friday does. Okay, so maybe Thursday night. Friday, according to the National Weather Service, the expected high will be 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. With 20 to 30 centimeters of snow. And the lows are expected to be down to -7 or in the 20s. Okay, so it's not gonna be super bad. Maybe the teens, maybe 18 degrees Fahrenheit. But right now, currently it's 16 degrees, and that's 60 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So this is a good day. Get out and play for an hour a day. Go out there and do fun stuff. I mean, tomorrow too, even though it's colder, it'll be better than doing nothing than sitting around the house. I have plans to go to the McDonald's and do a video, because the fact of the matter is I want to kind of get out of the house for a bit. Again, I went out yesterday, got the medication, but my legs were killing me. Ukraine urges citizens to evacuate Russia immediately as conflict escalates. Liberal media wakes up to progressives and go, well, after axe falls on school board. AOC steps in with LGBTQ advocates or suggests post office renaming. Yeah. Michael being born at Louis announced to celebrate his birthday. Wow. Let me just say this much, if I may. What's going on right now in the world is scary as hell. I don't care who you are. I don't care what planet you're from. If you happen to know anything of what's going on in the world today, you know damn well I'm telling you something very important. This situation in the world, not just the United States, in the world, is scary. Scary. Yeah, okay, hold on a minute. And, yeah, there we go. I don't have the private panel up right now. We'll just get the public one up right now. Okay, so I put the other video card back in the computer because just to protect the first video card, because I could see that the thing was actually, we gotta clean up the dust out of the computer better. I think underneath that big CPU heatsink. and gets new heats and grease, because that's an overclocked card, and those will push the processors a lot harder than they like to get pushed. In addition to takes more strain on my power supply. So the other card seems to be a little more gentle, so I figured to put it back in because it makes sense for now. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I got some good news for you. Ed finally realized, and I kind of still think I'm going to do the same thing, that it makes sense to put the stuff in off-site storage. Because the fact is that we don't know how much longer Jimmy is going to be a landlord before he retires. So he and I told him he should get his own storage bin, and I'm going to get my own storage bin so that I can get some of my stuff off site here of my own, and he can get his stuff off site on his own. And then we can arrange for Lippincott, wherever we decide to go to, they can just put it on their truck and from our storage bin and deliver it to us.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Michelle. I agree. I think for Ed, he doesn't have a lot of stuff. I mean, as far as personal things like clothes and this sort of thing, furniture. He does have a lot of toys and all that stuff, so the smallest space that he can rent is probably all he needs. 5 foot by 5 foot.
Yeah,
is probably more than enough for him.
Yeah,
and I'm renting a 5 foot by 5 foot. And I'm putting some of my stuff in that. And I'll tell you, in Wallingford, the cost of a 5 foot by 5 foot storage space that's about 7 feet tall, 5 feet deep, 5 feet across, is $75 a month.
Well, it used to be 50 about 2 years ago, so it might still be 50. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need a big ass garage or anything. All he needs is a small space where he can stack up his things and come and go.
Yeah, I'm thinking
so that's all I'm doing. I'm keeping some things and I'm downsizing, and I'm not paying more than $75 a month for storage. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing myself, because the fact is given the fact, as I said, Jimmy looks like he might be kind of forced to retire, actually, because of his health. And I'm thinking that, it would be a good idea for Ed to get his own storage bin, because I told him that we'll be paying separately for the 2 bins, one for me, one for him. But I got more stuff than he does. For example, take my record collection alone. Even if I use a couple 12 by 12 flat rate boxes from the post office, which I got quite a few of them, I can put maybe about 30, 40 records in each box, seal it shut, and then basically for the large flat rate boxes, and then I can have them nice and neatly stacked up in the storage bin, so I can just get the stuff, out of here. And also the same thing on all the excessive computer cables and things like that I've collected over the years. A lot of them are pretty generic CEE power cords, things like that. Those can probably fit in a box on their own. Again, organized catalog, and then so you know what's what.
Michelle, before you start putting all that stuff away, consider if you really need that stuff. Do you really need all these wires and everything? I mean, a lot of things nowadays are wireless.
We're talking about power cords.
Too much clutter.
Now, the problem is with wireless stuff, just so you understand it here, is lithium-ion batteries should never be frozen. You're talking about in an outside storage bin that's not heated. So you need to keep that in mind. Obviously, if you can remove the batteries, but if they're like in a cell phone and they're sealed in place, that's not going to be easy to do.
So, Michelle, the storage place I have for $75 is climate controlled. It's inside a big building that has, individual spaces. So it's climate controlled. And so for that money, you can get a climate controlled place that you can store those types of things without damaging them.
Yeah, well, I don't think Lippincott offers that in my area.
I'm sure they do. There's plenty of storage places up and down Route 8, up and down Winstead Road, Route 44. You can find something.
Yeah, well, this is on the bus run, which is a big plus too, is that we can bring this, box of 2 on the bus each time and put it in the storage bin. It's also conveniently on the way to Torrington, which is something to keep in mind, is that if everything is, nearby, it makes sense to, for putting stuff in and taking the stuff out.
Hello, Red.
And I don't think for Ed's stuff, I don't think the battery issue is a problem for him. I don't think he has any gear that has lithium-ion batteries that I know of. And so I don't think he has to worry about that. As far as me, I do have most of my stuff that has lithium batteries can be removed. So I don't think that's a major hassle either. I mean, even if I had to cut the batteries out and bring the batteries down to a recycling center and leave the device with just to know what kind of battery it uses for later installation.
Well, the main thing is take action. Do it. Don't talk about it. I mean, you figure out what you need to do. Go ahead and do it. Rent it out for March 1st if you have the funds, or plan on doing it for April 1st, and then actually go and do it. Start putting stuff away, and then also start throwing stuff away. Throw away the clutter. The old junk telephones you have there under Ed's table of trains. I mean, there's like 3 or 4.
All right, the biggest problem is just Jimmy still didn't clear out the porch yet with all the stuff that's on there. And we have called him, we've asked him, and he said, yeah. He never does it. It's just still sitting there. Old couches, stuff like that should have been thrown out. And it hasn't been thrown out.
What does that have to do with you?
That has to do with me, is if that's where you think we sit down to organize all of our stuff that's in the storage bin we already got. We got to get the stuff out of that storage bin.
Up on the short end, what you guys have, you're not moving any furniture. You're not keeping any old furniture, are you?
Not really. No.
I mean,
maybe my father's computer desk he made me in the stereo cabinet. That's about really it.
You could probably stack some things up in boxes, sealed boxes in the hallway. I mean, I don't think the bleach lady would do anything to them, or she might. I don't know.
I don't know. But like I said, the way that whoever that was, that woman there that acts like an asshole, that's something else that really bothers me with her attitude. I didn't hear from her again since. I didn't see the men in blue either. So I think she common sense realized that this is stupid.
Michelle, don't let toxic people live in your head. You had an interaction with her days ago and you're still thinking about it. That means she's living in your head. You need to let go of that. Let go of her, let go of that situation.
Yeah.
And focus on your own self-care.
Well, anyway, in the other news, Ed said to me, he says, well, he's really, really dwelling on this Ukraine matter, which I know is a serious concern. But here's what I feel about it. Indirectly, we have no control over what happens in the Ukraine. Okay? I have enough problems just trying to figure out what's going to happen with my life on a local level. The fact that my landlord has not been here maintaining cleaning the porch, he doesn't seem to have any guys to help him clean up the place. I'm just thinking that, it's getting to the point where his health is clearly not that good anymore. It just makes sense to plan for the day that he's going to go ahead and he's going to cash in his chips. And, he will eventually. And if it's not next month or next year, he's going to want to retire, or the Grim Reaper is going to force him to cash in his chips. One way or the other. It doesn't matter. All right? But can't afford to stay living in Connecticut because apartments are too expensive. I told Ed, I said, there are cities and towns in the middle of the country that will actually pay you to move there. And you can live, like, for example, in Kansas. There's towns in Kansas that are, the only problem is they're kind of really in the sticks, but we'll use them as examples. They're so desperate to get people to move to those towns that they're basically offering something similar to homesteading, whereas you stay in a town, you agree to build a house in this town, and we'll give you the land for free. But you have to stay here for a period of time. You can't just build a house and leave. No, you have to stay here for a few years. Other towns,
do you want to do that? At your age, Michelle, do you really want to do that? Do you want to build a house? Do you want to have to pay electricity? Do you want to have to pay, internet? Do you want to have to pay water bill? Do you want to have to pay sewer bill? Do you want to have to pay county tax, city tax, state tax? Do you want to have
right
maybe
now,
crazy neighbors up your ass?
I told Ed, I said, look, you cannot afford to stay in Connecticut anymore. Okay? He found out, looking at the crime reports for the city of Tampa, Florida, that Tampa has become extremely volatile, and that it's becoming unsustainable in Tampa. I said, Ed, I told you that. Florida is a bad place because it is so built up anyway. What you got to do is you got to think outside the box. I said, I know we're older, but we can't stay here in Connecticut. We can't afford it.
I agree completely that Connecticut is completely unaffordable for the middle class.
Yeah, I don't even know if even Rhode Island's any better.
I'm barely hanging on in the middle class, and I make a good salary, but I'm barely hanging on right now. And I'm at that age. I'm 58 years old.
Yeah,
I don't care anymore.
Years older than
I don't care anymore. I don't care about owning a house. I don't care about having to buy a lawnmower, doing all that kind of shit, fixing a fence, fixing a roof. I don't want to deal with that shit no more. I don't want to deal with it. So that means either I become a mobile nomad, or I buy a condo or something, or an apartment, rent an apartment as like a home base. Well, my plan is when I retire, I'm going to travel. I'm going to travel as much as I can.
Right.
And that's my plan. And I may try to have a home base, or I may not. I don't know how things will shake out.
Yeah, I don't
want home ownership. I do not want home ownership whatsoever.
Well, the only thing is, it says to me, I don't know nothing about Kansas. I don't know nothing about Missouri. I don't know nothing about Arkansas. I said, well, I know Arkansas, if you like chicken. The other thing is, Ed, it's not only cheaper there. It's also a place where we can live off-grid. There's less regulations. We can be totally independent of the utilities. We don't even have to have electric power grid. We can have solar. We can have wind.
But even that requires maintenance, Michelle. Panels require maintenance. The batteries,
I know that.
Wiring. I mean, can you really keep up with that?
Yes, because I know how to do that. That's one area I know where to maintain.
Can you do it? I mean, when you got to buy, 3 ginormous panels, for $700, are you going to be able to do that?
When you say
because,
three ginormous
something
panels,
tree
you're
fell
talking
on
about
'em or something.
275 watt panels, right? 275 watt panels.
I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just, asking you to consider every situation.
I have.
You got to play these
Of course,
situations
but
out
like
in your
I
head.
told Ed, I
Not all
said, of
rosy.
course, when I originally had planned to live off grid, I was younger then, and I said, so things will maybe more of a challenge. He says, yeah, but it's also in the middle of the sticks. I said, yeah, that's a reality. It's not a
I mean, like I
major
said,
city.
I wouldn't consider living in any place that I've never visited.
I may not have a
would
choice in the
certainly,
matter if
considering
things get bad
Missouri or
enough.
whatever, go visit Missouri for a week and see what it's like before you then come back here and decide if you really want to go there. You can't just up and move to some place you've never been to because you don't know what's there. I mean, you don't know where the slums are. You don't know if there's gangbangers, right around the corner. You don't know the price of anything,
Right.
There's a lot of things to consider. Somebody picking up and moving without researching a place is very stupid in this day and age when you have the internet, when you could.
That's what I mean. Yes, the
check things
internet
out virtually
alone makes researching easier. But you're still not physically
does.
seeing the place. You're just looking at pictures of websites.
Right. But I mean, you need to visit a place in person and see the situation on the ground. Talk to people on the street if you can. How's this town? How are the schools in this town? How are the stores? Where do you go get fresh milk? This sort of thing.
Tennessee is a good state to live in. My friend pays only $555 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment. Looking to Tennessee. Okay. I do know some people that used to live in Tennessee, but they actually
a very good price. 3-bedroom apartment in Connecticut would be at least $1,500.
Yeah.
That's not a shithole.
Right.
And a shithole would cost you $1,000 at least for that size.
Yeah, I agree. Arkansas, especially, was a dump, especially parts of Little Rock where I was. Percent price for the blind. It was definitely. There's not a lot going for Arkansas, except as I said, if you love chicken, that's about the only thing. Yes, I know Tiger offered, but the truth of the matter is, what about other alternatives just in case? We never met Tiger in person. We don't know Tiger. We don't know anything about her personality. We don't know if we're going to end up getting into a major slugfest over something stupid or, what her, what is her future? What is her, situation like? We don't have.
That's why you visit somebody, Michelle. You visit somebody and you get to know them in person.
Right.
I mean, she may not tolerate you for all you know. You got your quirks, that people may not deal with. It goes both ways.
Well, the thing is,
Michelle, did you happen to see that video I posted of nuclear war, a spiritual perspective?
No, not yet.
Okay, it's about an hour and 15 minutes long.
And that's in my
that's
in my news and video section.
Yeah, it's about an hour, 15 minutes long. It's kind of like a podcast. The guy talks about it, but it's very in depth, and I think it's well worth the time for you and everybody else to take an hour or so sometime today and watch that. Listen to it. Listen to what the guy says, because it really impacts all our lives. In a nutshell, what the guy's saying is that there have been prophecies given that
one of the things I never managed to explain to Ed is something that was said in Dune, which applies here. Fear is the mind killer. you're fearful about what's going to happen to Ukraine, so you stop doing things because you think it's over already.
Well, that's it. It's not over already, and you know, the bottom line with this guy doing the podcast, he thinks that we still have some time before there's actually a nuclear war. So there'll be a war sometime in 2025, 2026, around that time frame. You know, so there's still 3, 4, 5 years to prepare as best as you can. But eventually it will happen.
I think more realistically, like Canadian Prepper said, that is more of an issue. Is the fact is that the price of petroleum products is going to go through the friggin' roof. So that's more of an immediate concern.
Go the roof. Gasoline already is up 20 cents over the past couple of days here in Connecticut.
Right.
A gallon. It was like $3.50 a gallon. Now it's on $3.70. Right. That's just in 2 days they went up that much.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's
Senator
another thing too.
Blumenthal saying, "Oh, they're going to repeal the federal tax, so that'll lower it 14 cents." Well, thanks a lot. You know?
Yeah. Noodles, I'm going to say one thing. I don't want you to talk about anything about.
Okay, I understand, Michelle, but one thing before I go.
And I have witnesses here that are listening, and they're going to let me know if you have seriously crossed the line.
Michelle, I want my fat Italian fingers around your thick Norwegian.
How you doing?
Hey, I got about an hour, so go ahead, Noodles. You can finish what you're saying.
All right, hold on. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle. I want to take my fat Italian fingers and put them up your thick.
Noodles, this is not appropriate talk.
Oh.
Noodles, go take a cold shower.
You already got reported once. If you keep this up, I'm going to have to take it to the men in blue. And I'm not kidding you.
Michelle, you let Andrew talk to you this way. You know, he told you that he wanted to ejaculate onto your blue dress.
Oh, Michelle.
I didn't probably hear him say that. I probably didn't hear him say that.
Another. Either you allow it or you don't allow it. You know?
Michelle, well, yeah. I mean, if he's so in love with you, see if you can get some money out of him or something.
Dan, tell me what did he say to her again?
Job, Michelle, he could probably help you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he could front some money for that storage unit you're looking for.
There you go. Come on, Michelle. You got to play your assets here.
Michelle, we can help each other.
So why don't you do a tarot reading with cleavage? Give Noodle something to look at.
Well, let me just say this way: if I was to get a storage unit, me and Ed would get individual ones because I already explained this to him. I don't want to be responsible for your personal effects, and you're going to have to.
Okay, never mind Ed's effects, Michelle. I'm more concerned about our president, walking up to the podium yesterday and smiling like a fucking complete lunatic. I'd like a reading on Mr. Biden and does he have his sanity or has he completely lost his marbles? Can you please do a reading on President Biden? Thank you.
All right, I'll do a reading for Biden, but first let's pull up today's oracle card.
Before you do that, oh my God. If it's possible, could you take one of Ed's trains and ram it down your throat?
Card is Mama Coca, Dive Deep Shadow Work. This is today's reading for number 22.
I think it would have to be S gauge, one of the smaller ones, Some of the ones Red has are quite big. I mean, they're the size of your arm.
All right, good show, Michelle. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Take care, Noodles.
Okay.
Michelle, you do know that Noodles is just joking around with you, right?
I'm not always sure if he's joking around.
He's joking with you.
He's joking, Michelle. He's
just trying to have fun with you.
All right.
you know
You're about
the
to
thing with him.
overcome or beginning to deal with something you have been avoiding. There may be time to expand the consciousness and spiritual growth to help deal with those parts you're ashamed of that are painful or make you angry. Let go of those things others have projected onto you. They do not serve or belong to you. Remember who you are. I gotta answer the door, digital door anyway. I'm at. There we go. It's Paul. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
So you need to work on your spiritual condition, Michelle. You need to meditate every night.
Remember who you are.
20 minutes.
At your core, get to know yourself truthfully and be empowered. Do not be ashamed or afraid to face your errors, shortcomings, or your deeper hurts and fears. Go down into the dark and unknown. Commune with those parts of your subconscious. Allow the forgotten and the hidden parts of yourself to float to the light of the cleansed and cleared. Surrender to the sound of the ocean's waves and dive deep into your sacred essence. So, isn't that kind of fitting for what we're talking about today? Yes, I think so. Okay, now Joe Biden. Another person wants to come on the panel. FC's coming on. Good morning. Let's get the tarot readings in before it, because Stan wants one, particularly for Joe Biden, about Joe Biden's well-being. And I got a feeling that Joe Biden is basically going to be circling the drain. The question is the Democrats going to do the smart thing and throw him out in the street before 2022 is over? I don't know. Okay, so Joe Biden. Okay. Mother, that's not Father Yahweh, Angel, Spirit, guides. What is the story with Joe Biden?
Hey, Stan.
Is he going to
Can
make
you
it
send
throughout
that,
the remainder of 2020?
that link to that thing you were talking about to me?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking to Stan.
Oh, okay.
That spiritual thing he was talking about?
Yeah. All right, so let me... 3 card spread, basically no reversals. Let's get this start. Let's get this shit on the road.
In Michelle's Discord.
Well, right now, at this point, he was at the 10 of Pentacles. However, he's got the 4 of Swords coming up. Okay? This doesn't surprise me at all, actually. But he's got the Ace of Wands. Now, well, we know that the 10 of Pentacles also refers to prosperity. So let me just pull up the cards just to make sure. Read the notes here. 10 of Pentacles, as I said, is security, gain, affluence, domestic harmony. But then you got the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Swords. No, that's the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is retreat, so to repose, convalescing. But then the last card we have is the Ace of Wands. Now, usually aces are good, but let's see, what does the Ace of Wands say? Ambition, renewal, initiative, motivation. Okay, that's what it says, but I want to go further than that, because I think that we maybe need to see...
Yeah, let's go deeper.
What else is happening here? So I'm going to pull the
Yes, much deeper.
We got the World card. We got the world card, so it looks like Joe Biden and his buddies are going to be doing okay for the most part.
Well, yeah, they're parasites. Of course they'll be all right.
But
you don't even need the cards to tell you that.
I think we need to look at the situation at a much deeper level, since I don't think it's just a Joe Biden issue. Although it's an
Earth issue.
I think this might affect the Democrats or the globalists in general, actually.
The universe.
Another guy, what is the story with the Democratic Party in the United States for midterms 2022?
Ugh.
Democratic Party, United States, midterms 2022. And I'm going to do something I usually don't do. I'm going to actually throw reversals in this. Okay? Because I think there may be reversals involved.
It's like Uno up in this
Democratic
motherfucker.
Party 2022 reversals and facing up cards will both be used. So let's get one first card. We got
So don't forget to say Uno when you're on the last card, Michelle, or you lose.
Okay, well right now this is the first card we got, which is the upside down Six of Pentacles. Okay. Second card we got is the upside down, believe it or not, that's exactly what it was, is the Four of Cups. Third card is right side up, King of Pentacles. I wonder if there's another card in that deck. I got a feeling there is. King of Cups, and I wonder if there's one more.
Can we ask about why Joe Biden's middle name is so gay?
Ten of Swords. Alright, so no, I don't usually do upside down cards, so give me a second to look these up, okay? So let's start with the upside down Six of Pentacles, because I don't usually do them upside down. Six of Pentacles, envy, integrity, inequity, magnanimity, and smugness, insincere giving. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Then you get the upside down Four or Six of Cups. I mean, that's a good one. Yeah, Six of Cups. Time to let go of the past and move forward. Then we have the King of Pentacles. Yes, the king is a logical, mythological, responsible, and solid prosperity, intelligence, business. Alright, that sounds good so far. Then we got the King of Cups.
King of Cups.
As a well-respected man devoted to the arts and nature, humanitarian compassion. Well, okay. But then we have the upside down Ten of Swords card. Now, normally the Ten of Swords card, when it's right side up, you can see the guy's getting skewered. But what does upside down one mean? Doesn't have a Ten of Swords upside down. Courage to overcome problems, gaining strength through adversity. Gaining strength through adversity. Well, okay, but I got some reason I gotta tell you there's one more card after that one. Upside down Knight of Pentacles.
Stan, I hope you do more live streams, man. That was nice this morning.
Knight of Pentacles.
You don't have to respond. I know you're driving.
Malcontent,
Yeah, I like Stan's live
workaholic,
streams.
obsessive.
Yeah.
They're very chill, and he's always going somewhere.
Yeah.
So clearly, the Democratic Party at large is a mixed bag. I already know that. You're boring this to tears. But obviously, for a lot of them are obsessive malcontents and they're not happy. The fact is that some of them have clearly caused damage to their reputation.
Oh. That is absolutely stupid.
No, it's not. It's not stupid.
You're the one that said it, Michelle. Jeez.
This is the kind of shit our government does?
Knock off with the soundboards for 5 minutes, okay? Okay. Now, what's going to happen to the people of the United States? That's the good question. What's going to happen for 2020?
It's your stage?
Hey, Paul, knock it off.
No! Fuck you!
What's going to happen to the United States citizens in 2022, remainder of 2022?
Can I get an incoming,
keep it
please?
easy, no reversals, no wild cards. Mother God, Father God, Angel, Spirit Guides. What's going to happen to the American people in 2022? Or should I say the remainder of 2022? Boy, somebody's really seriously living an illusion. Incoming!
There it is.
Then we got the Empress. Then we got the Queen of Cups. I got a thing on smart cards here. Seven of Pentacles. In the end, it'll be the Ten of Cups.
7 times.
Okay.
I was going on the cruise to hook up with Nico.
It stabbed me 7 times.
Let's start with this one first. The Eight of Swords. Okay? You see the woman's got a blindfold on. Clearly, this is where we are right now. We're the Eight of Swords. We are basically being skewered by sharp, pointy things. But unfortunately, this is a bit different than the other one. In a conflict and turmoil, bound by fears, blind to the truth. Yep, that sounds like America, right? The Empress card number 3. Is pregnant with possibility, fruitfulness, creativity, abundance, and nourishment, harmony. Okay, but there's some Americans that will have the potential to change things. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a dreamy woman holding the cup of her imagination, relies on intuition and feelings, attachment, devotion, commitment. This is where America is kind of hoping for. But then you got the Seven of Pentacles under the deal, which is... I gave up my role as the North American Snow Queen.
Oh, shit.
No, I did not. Seven of Pentacles, harvest, profit, rewards, accomplishment. And lastly, the end, it would be...
Yes.
It would be the Ten of Cups. Okay? But the questions that I'm asking, maybe they're too vague. Maybe they're not... Maybe the frequencies are not right. I don't know.
What's that?
But
excuse me?
Either way,
what's that?
Something's going on. We all know it.
And when it happens, it happens. You don't live in fear. You just go about your daily life.
Excuse me?
And prepare. That's it.
Paul, you knock it off with the soundboard, please. So we don't.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do if there's going to be a nuclear war. You just kind of live your life the best you can.
Right.
Be as happy as you can.
Right. No. That's like I explained it. That's what I just explained to Ed this morning. I said, you can't. You and I don't have the power to change what happens in Ukraine. Okay? We can't do anything with that. But we can do is with our own local issues. And the fact is that Jimmy's situation is circling the drain. Because he asked me, he said, is Jimmy considering trying to sell the building? I said, it's not off the table. I said, I mean, it's possible he might try selling the building. Or people like BlackRock might buy the building for the land. Or maybe another person might buy the building to totally flip it. I don't know. The point is, it don't matter which one it is. You and I are more than likely going to be out of here. And it's not going to be a matter of if. It's going to be a matter of when. Because when the Grim Reaper makes him cash in his chips, it's definitely going to happen. You know that.
Well, it could even be something even less than that, Michelle. I mean, Jimmy could slip and fall on the property he doesn't take care of.
Right,
and
exactly.
die, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you just need a better place regardless.
I said, so, you know, you and I are living on borrowed time. You and I
There's like a mic feedback going on from someone. I don't know. It's fucking annoying as shit.
No, Angela, I don't think Putin needs to be anything harm to happen to Putin. I don't think Putin is wrong here. I think Putin is right in the sense because NATO is encroaching on his front door, and he doesn't want them there. No. Okay, so apparently, I guess when East and West were divided, there was a treaty made that protected the Iron Curtain, and that once that Iron Curtain fell, now it's just like now the Alliance is invading the Horde, and the Horde doesn't want that.
Nipples and lick them herself.
Okay, so I mean you also get the fact that Russia is a major supplier for natural gas in Europe, and so Europe right now is in danger of freezing the privates off because the fact is, all Putin has to do is shut off the gas line and people are going to freeze. That's a fact. So he has power to basically make everybody's life in Europe miserable. Okay, and all he wants is he doesn't want to have NATO have missiles on his front door. I don't blame him.
I'm sure Lolly can send some
It's not just Ukraine. It's not just Ukraine.
Michelle, he's got stuff already pointed at him. I mean, how is it any different?
Well, I know he
Ukraine
does,
wants it?
but he certainly doesn't like it. Okay?
Well, yeah, nobody likes it. I mean, we have stuff pointed at us.
Right.
I think it's a sad excuse for him to go to war.
But don't forget, we don't have Russia coming in over the West Coast through Alaska, through the Bering Strait, and basically trying to say to the people of Alaska, your ass is mine. That's pretty much what would happen. That's the way Putin sees it, is that
it's just fucking annoying.
The NATO is invading his...
Is it me? I'm going to mute.
It's like feedback. It's just feedback. It's like
an echo or something, small echo, yeah. I have my mic muted. I mean, it's not muted on the meet side.
It's not you.
It's muted on my end.
Definitely not you.
Yes, I know. Andrew, you're right.
It's Michelle.
And these are also countries that had been...
Yeah, it's Michelle. Michelle, check your mic.
Try plugging it in.
Okay.
Unplugging it, plugging it back in, because we're getting all this static.
Can I turn you on, Leo, or not?
What? You want me to check my mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting feedback and static, Michelle.
Oh, I'm not hearing static in here.
Well, we are, so...
Michelle, look at the Google captions. They're static. Yeah, you got the static, Michelle.
I just replugged in this microphone. That's the only microphone that's actually... Of course, the other microphone hangs from my dress, too, so... I mean, it needs to be higher up here.
I still don't understand the two microphones.
I mean, I'm trying to... So what I'm trying to say is that you guys are not making this easy.
Like
Did she just say we're not making it easy?
Oh, it's Paul the soundboards. It's
Doing good in the neighborhood.
Because I'm not seeing any echo alerts coming up on my computer, so.
Not echo, it's static.
Well, you want echo? I can give you echo.
Now I hear it only when FC talks.
Actually, now I hear it when you were talking, Leo.
Oh, really?
Maybe we should all leave the panel and come back.
Yeah, good idea.
Let's do that.
Goods can be mean too. Yeah, you might be able to just do a refresh, reload. Maybe there's something coming in on your panel.
On the cruise to hook up with Nika.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now I hear an echo.
Oh man. Yeah, I heard.
Maybe Noodles gaped Michelle out, and that's what we're hearing. Echo from.
Holy shit.
You get gaped out by Noodles, Michelle? Now we got an echo?
Noodles isn't even on right now, guys.
Oh, damn. He fucking wham, bam, thank you, man. He came and gone. All right.
Consider yourself lucky, Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a strong one.
I don't think I hear it anymore myself.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah. Don't forget, you're also going to probably get some...
Michelle, what are your plans for the day? Let's divert this conversation a bit here. We've been on it a lot. What are your plans for the day, Michelle? You going to the soup kitchen today?
No, I'm walking to the McDonald's to have a soda.
Oh.
And do a video.
All right.
What? You're going to McDonald's just to have a soda?
I think she's doing it for exercise.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't have a soda, Michelle. Have some water or some tea.
So you're gonna go walk to McDonald's and then throw all that away by eating the McDonald's
and then some, yeah.
and then having to walk like 5 times home, yeah.
Oh, I could always have a coffee too. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, have a coffee. It's supposed to be cold, so have something warm like a coffee.
Right now it's gonna be 16 degrees. It's not gonna be cold.
Yeah, that's freezing. That's fucking cold, Michelle. It's not even freezing. It's below freezing. 16 degrees is cold.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 16 degrees is below 32.
Celsius?
How is that not cold? Huh?
16 degrees Celsius is 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
You're getting away from that. You're supposed to be using Frankensteins. We're in America, Michelle. I thought you were getting away from that.
How you doing, Brian K?
You're supposed to be getting away from the Celsius, Michelle. Yeah. Nobody uses that.
Nobody uses it.
Yeah,
nobody listens.
You're right, Andrew. It was because when the fall of the
Eastern, that's because she wants to continue.
Eastern Germany.
Yeah, no,
that's fine.
As usual.
As usual.
I mean, that's absolutely true. I mean, that was signed in 1960s.
Man, put your hands up. Well, it's okay because of Ukraine. No, make them put them up. All right, Luna, let's get out of here. So what are you doing your video on McDonald's about, Michelle? What are you going to be talking about on your video at McDonald's? Like what's the price?
I'm probably going to go into more detail about the way I see things are going on in the world in general, and maybe talk about some of my own plans for the immediate future.
So let's call the soup kitchen, see what they're serving. I bet they're serving something better than McDonald's today at the soup kitchen. Probably serving up like some ribs or some type of good meal. Let's see what they're having today.
My doctor wants me to walk a lot more than just a soup kitchen. He's already made it clear. He says, you would be better to walk all the way to McDonald's and back.
Right, but he didn't say to stop in McDonald's, though, did he?
He didn't say I couldn't either. But it doesn't mean I'm going to go crazy and buying a ton of shit either. I just wanted the guy a soda or a coffee.
You can get that from Cumberland Farms.
Yeah, but he
Let's
wants
see
me to
what the
walk
soup
further
kitchen's
than
having,
Cumberland
Michelle.
Farms. So, see, that's just it.
See what they're having today. See if they're having something better than Mickey D's. Who are we calling as? Old lady? We'll do old lady today. We'll give them a buzz here, Michelle. Let's see what they got.
You can even talk to yourself, too. Good morning, How you doing, Skynet?
How are you, Sonny? Good, how are you? I'm not doing bad. What are we making for the foods today? They're making chicken parmesan. That's definitely better than McDonald's. Yeah. Fuck McDonald's. All right, chicken parmesan. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine, but either way.
Either way.
My doctor still wants me to walk further than to the soup kitchen.
Yeah. Why don't you walk to Torrington and back, Michelle?
Michelle, you could just do a walk. You don't really have to stop anywhere.
Yeah, that's fair too. Let's go for a walk.
I used to go for miles and just walking. Just bring some water with you.
Yeah, well, I like to do videos at McDonald's anyway because it gives me a change of pace. Than sitting.
Yeah, but we've seen McDonald's. Isn't there another place you could go?
Yeah, seen the laundromat, McDonald's. Is that all there is?
Oh, I could do a video outside. I could do a video outside of the New Cumberland Farms.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
if
right
it's
before
a nice
McDonald's.
day out too, you could do something outside.
And I could always do a video in the park too. The point is
there
that.
You go. Or you could do a video just while you're walking and show us.
Michelle, can you screen record
that's hard.
Google Meets?
That's hard to do because my walker still doesn't have stabilizers yet. Unless you want to be the equivalent of riding a fast strider like ostrich and basically get your video shake to death.
You want her to record the meets?
Well, I'm thinking if she records it, she can hear what the hell's going on. I don't know if this is going to become a thing. I have a feeling that something's crossing with her audio. But I guess that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't think I'm hearing anything right now.
You haven't been hearing it?
No, I don't hear anything either.
It might be on your NFC.
Oh.
Yeah, did you try restarting your program?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Michelle.
Oh.
Michelle, I want to snap into you like a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Noodles,
I want to
knock
spread your
it
butt
off.
cheeks open. Start eating, till I can't eat anymore, Michelle. I want to take my Italian tongue and stick it
Noodles,
up your
come off
Norwegian.
it.
Sweet vagina.
No. I've had enough of this. It's not even funny.
Michelle, just showing you some love. He's a fan.
Shut your pie hole.
Or fill your pie hole.
Ooh, noodles. I think I need a cold shower after that. Let me.
Oh, Michelle, I want to turn you into a hot, salty mess, Michelle. Oh, Michelle.
Yes, knock it off. Paul, knock it off.
I wasn't smell like demon, but tastes like a pretzel.
I bet Michelle tastes like Marmite.
Ugh.
Nice and salty and gooey, thick, black.
Say what, Michelle?
Hi, Michelle. Where's it?
Everybody else is saying there is no audio problems.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Michelle. Love your show. Bye.
He's a quick man.
Well, sticky? Yeah. Marmite, I give you that. It's sticky. I don't know if it would stick your body to it. Oh my god. Get to see someone put a coat of Marmite on a piece of paper and see if they stick it to their ass. Oh, it would stick to your ass, all right.
You want noodles to eat Marmite out of your ass, Michelle?
Oh, God.
No, don't be gross.
For who? You or noodles?
So anyway, I actually do enjoy walking around McDonald's because it's not that far. I can get a soda over at Cumbies too. Right there, the new Cumbies that has the porch, I can still get a soda there too.
How about a bottled water, Michelle? Dasanti's really nice. So when's the last time you drank a glass of water? Just straight up water. No tea, no coffee. When's the last time you had a glass of water?
I actually haven't had any coffee this morning, so.
I'm talking in general. When's the last time you drank water?
She also said coffee, not water.
Yeah.
I did.
I don't think she heard you.
Michelle, when's the last time you had a cup of water? Not coffee, not tea. When's the last time you drank some straight up H2O?
Not recently, but I drink enough tea to basically could say I only get my share of water every day.
Yeah.
I peed like 3 times last night.
Oh, wow.
I had to get to use the bathroom 3 times last night.
You pissed on Ed? Is he like Molasses Murphy? Like the pee-pee? Eddie? Anybody?
Hey, I gotta poop right here in the pile right here in the street. They're pooping and pissing in the streets.
Pooping and pissing.
All right, so now let's talk about something on a more local news level within the United States. The beginning of the convoy to Washington, D.C. is starting in California and is going east.
All right, I'm out of here. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, FC.
For the American Freedom Convoy. Their goal is they're going to try to choke off the Washington, D.C. Beltway. They will allow, of course, emergency vehicles to go through, but the idea is to make it really hard for politicians to get to work. I don't know how well that's going to go. I got a feeling that's going to potentially go pretty badly. Oh, I call myself a hoarder anyway, so if you look at all the stuff I got, I mean, I'm not the worst, but... Well, of course they are. They're going to do everything they can, just like Ottawa did to theirs. They're going to try to do everything to villainize those guys. Because the left don't like the fact is that the people of the United States are starting to get smart. They don't like that. So, not much you can do about that. No, Pentacles live, Michelle. Is it? Yeah. Let's just try doing restarting because no one else is talking. Everybody else has got the microphone muted.
I'm not muted. I'm sorry, I was answering a text.
Okay. I don't know. The Constitution of the United States allows for peaceful protesting. So,
yeah.
As long as it
Unless they
stays
should.
peaceful, there should be no problem.
Yeah, Michelle, I've been MIA for a few days. What did you do about your computer? Did you replace the video card? Did you put it back in?
I put it back in and it worked fine, but I noticed that the computer power supply was running a little bit on the warmer side because it's an overclocked video card. I think what I'm going to have to do is get the rest of my drives replaced with SSDs like I was going to do, and then it would work better. But then again, the CPU and the Northbridge, which are under the same cover of the tray, are full of dust. And you can't get to the Northbridge board unless you take the CPU cover off. So I gotta buy a 3mm wrench and take the cover off, clean all the old heatsink grease off on both the CPU and the Northbridge, reseat both, put the cover back on, because the grease that's on the heatsink for the Northbridge and the CPU is over 13 years old. So it's time to replace the grease in those guys. So I'm going to pick up some Arctic Silver, the 3mm long stem wrench, and then reseat or clean off the goo, glop, whatever is on there, and just put new fresh heatsink grease and then put it back together again, because it's causing the computer to overheat. So, and the CPU is overheating, Northbridge was overheating. Now, even with the regular video card, I was seeing temperatures close to 60, 70 degrees Celsius.
I think Leo was just looking for a simple yes or no, Michelle, with that. But yeah, you got to reheat it. You're going to keep that Frankenstein alive, instead of just investing in a new one, newer technology. Keep the old one alive, Michelle. I like it. Good idea.
Yeah, Brian says you should replace your power supply with a higher wattage.
Well, I looked to see if there wasn't any higher than 950, and there isn't. So, except I could always add in an external power supply just for the video card. Because some people have done
Michelle,
that.
I heard you say that you and Ed are going to get a storage facility. Have you checked out prices on those?
Each of us is going to rent our own storage bin.
Right, which is a good idea. We'll make him responsible for his stuff. But have you checked out prices?
Because I told him straight out, I said, Ed, given what's going on with this building with Jimmy, and the fact is that his health is really seriously, visibly starting to decline worse than Biden's, you and I are going to have to consider the fact that sooner or later he's going to cash in his chips. Or he's going to retire. Or he might sell the building to, say, someone like BlackRock. Or whatever. And we need to consider that we have to put the stuff somewhere. And it would be best to get the unneeded stuff out of here.
You're going to put Ed in the storage unit?
Yeah, right, Chloe?
There's... Lippincott is the closest one. It's on Winston Road, which is right on the bus run. So I could actually get the bus to the storage unit to put stuff in and out.
How much is the unit, Michelle?
For myself, I probably would just go for the 5x5x10, which is fine. It's an outdoor storage unit.
How much is that a month?
That's $50.
No, that's not bad.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's an outside unit, though? It's not...
Yeah. Right, it's outside.
Yeah. So what are you going to end up putting in yours?
Probably some of the extra computer stuff, the things we're not using right now.
Will they be affected by the weather?
Yeah, things that obviously that wouldn't be affected by the weather.
That don't work to begin with.
We got things sitting in our storage area on the porch that have been outside for several years now. That probably might just end up in the tip. But the problem is, until Jimmy can get the stuff off the porch, we really can't do any staging of our storage unit out there because there's no place to set the boxes that are going into the tip. There's no place to separate the wheat from the chaff. because all it is full of junk from apartment 10.
Okay.
Needs to get RPG'd. What does that mean?
What, baby? Go get some water.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cobalt's report program generator. Or remote role-playing game. The point is that I do think that the people of the American Freedom Convoy have the valid reason to protest. The problem is, right now, our government is not very focused on anything. Stimulus checks, stimulus talk, it's all over the place. It's like an icy, slick road where you have no control of your car. It's just swerving everywhere. They can't make up their mind what to do. They need to look again at the realities of what the American people need. 61% of Americans are living from paycheck to paycheck. Alone.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of them
Michelle,
are now facing food
that
insecurity. Okay? A lot of them have fallen behind on paying for medication or food because they have to use the money to pay for medications or rent. The government itself has the ability to fix it, but is so dysfunctional that they can't even figure out where to begin. Our government is too big, and our government is, unfortunately, out of touch with the people that they were appointed by. Just like the European Union, the United States has gotten to be too big for its own good, and I think it's going to have to be seriously brought down a few pegs.
Who? The United States?
Yeah, I think it's time to make.
No.
I think
rephrase it. It's not the United States. It's the government officials.
Right. The problem
down.
is they're out of touch with reality. I think we need to have another constitutional Congress. I think it's time that we basically rewrite our Constitution again and break it down like we did AT&T into smaller regional governments instead of one big monster. Because I don't think that's working anymore for this country. This government has become too big and it's failing because it cannot mobilize the resources to the people in the United States that need it. That's the problem. And the Constitution gives us the ability to do that. Maybe people should get a job. The problem is right now, depending on the employer, there's even those that are working now, like Stan said. And depending on where they live, they can't afford to pay bills because everything's going up. But the biggest vulnerable people are the ones that are on disability or retirement. What about those people? The ones that worked for living, retirees, for example, right now, they don't even have enough money in the retirement funds to provide for the basic needs.
They should have planned better then.
How can you plan better?
You save up more for your retirement. Put more away.
Remember,
it's not like our retirement comes like right the next day. We have
you plan for it for years upon years upon years.
Yeah, we have 60 some years to plan for it.
Yeah, you plan better for it and don't spend your money like an asshole.
Don't forget the average person's expected lifetime was even 20 years ago was maybe about 85 years old tops.
Yeah.
So if you retire at 65, you're estimating you need 20 years of income savings.
Right. And if you've worked 40 years, you should have
But they don't.
a
A lot of people forget to factor in inflation, which is where the problem starts.
Again, that's why I say plan better. Plan better. Save your buddies.
Stan says a nuclear war, though, will instantly bring down the nation to smaller cell command. Yes, it would. Canadian Prepper believes that Russia would use tactical nukes, not large yield nukes to large areas. But let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Why do you expect the new gun generation should pay for the boomer mistakes? Well, what about the Generation X mistakes? What about Generation Y's mistakes? I mean, I'm not saying Generation X is not innocent, because they're not. But, I mean, I think a lot of people can't seem to really visualize the future, and I think that's part of the problem starts.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has to do with the way our school systems teach and how the parents teach their children. There's a lot of parents nowadays that, they know how to work the system, so they'll teach their children, hey, you don't have to save money, you just got to do this.
Yeah. Hey, let's go get a credit card. That's what happened to me in college. Go, hey, we got a credit card for you. I'm in America. We'll give you a free T-shirt. That was a bad move for me. MBNA America. AT&T Universal Card. Oh my God. How many people will go for that? Go, free credit cards. Everybody's pre-qualified. You don't have to worry. It's just 29% interest rate.
Pre-qualification doesn't mean you're qualified, though. That's just a gimmick to get you in there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just to get the retards in the van, Here's some candy,
just
come on in.
No. Just say no.
I don't know, Brian. But what about the kids that basically are footing the bill for their own stupidity? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about this new generation.
We gotta get her back here. Michelle's losing it. We gotta get her back here.
The Noodles generation.
Get her back here.
1980. Right? He was born in 1980. What about them?
You can't use Noodles as an excuse because Noodles is a millionaire. So.
Or so he says.
Yeah, and you keep denying his advances. What's wrong with you, Michelle?
Noodles is rich, Michelle. He won the lottery. He won the lottery last year, Michelle. Noodles rich.
I've seen some of the stuff he's bought. If he didn't win the lottery, he's got a lot of money.
The guy does. Well, I don't want to say
his family's in the trash hauling in New Jersey.
He's rich.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start hauling some of that trash out, Michelle, of your apartment. Get it cleaned out. Take Noodles' lead.
Well, what about the Generation Xers that didn't save either? It's not just baby boomers. What about the Generation X, which is my generation? A lot of them busted their tail, but they didn't really plan for their retirement very well.
Well, Michelle, take your or take your situation for instance. You could be saving money. Instead, you continuously buy, stuff that you really don't need.
I didn't even buy anything this month yet, Leo.
No, I'm not saying that right now, but I'm saying that there are things that you can live without. You're just trying to. It's like people who put the blame on, say, okay, I like coffee. I could live without my coffee and put that money away and probably have a good couple $100 a month just sit in my savings. But I choose to buy my coffee. I mean, you can't put the blame on, because of these people. This is because how I am. It's everybody's individual choice,
right,
to better their lives. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, because of this is because of that. You have to change yourself.
Well, like I said, and I'm still going to stay behind them because I just say it is a personal choice. But the thing is that there are things that people, when they looked into retirement, okay, we're living longer now. Medical costs have gone through the fucking planet roof. Okay? Medications, treatments to help us extend our lives, that stuff's costing more money. And people can easily, even if they put in say, $300,000 in the bank, a major accident could wipe out all their savings within a minute. And that's not no joke. So you can say, well, I plan for my retirement. Okay, how much money are you putting in? Oh, $300,000. Oh, because it's a nice chunk of money for this example, okay? All of a sudden they find out they got cancer. So they start chemo, they start all these treatments, and all of a sudden their $300,000 in say 5 years is spent out. But they plan for 20 year savings.
That's if you don't have medical insurance. And people who generally they get cancer and stuff, Michelle, Medicare and Medicaid kicks in like within a month or so, because that's you can't work, you can't do it. So the government kicks in. You just got to do the proper paperwork.
Right now, the government isn't kicking in at all. That the government now is so dysfunctional.
You have to do it. You can't expect the government to say,
I know
this person has cancer.
I'm trying to point out, it's like you said, the government will kick in. Government can't even control its own situation. You can't depend on the government to do it.
No, it's because you have to do it.
You have to put money aside for your own chemo. You have to put money aside for your own medical, your own dental, your own visiting doctors, everything out of your pocket. Which means you need to sit down and actually know realistically how much money to save in the bank, and you have to figure out how long is your life going to be. So you say, put $300,000 in the bank, you retire in 1960.
Your ideas are wrong, Michelle. You're wrong.
Michelle.
I'm going to just say you're wrong. Whenever there's something like that, the only people that will have to pay out of pocket are the people who are rich, the people that don't want medical insurance. When you get inflicted with an ailment such as cancer, Medicare and Medicaid kicks in. Maybe the first 2 months you might have a little bit out of pocket, but after that, then the insurance kicks in.
You're reimbursed for that as well.
You're wrong. I'm just gonna have to call you right out here that you're wrong. But I have to go. I got work. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, Leo.
All right, talk to you later, Leo. Well, what I'm saying is still just as valid.
It's not though, Michelle, because again, if you need the help, you can get it. You just have to apply for it. They're not going to find you in a hospital bed sitting there looking for people who have an illness. You have to apply for it. You have to get the ball rolling, and once you do, you get the help for it. That's the thing, Michelle. People don't plan. That's the problem. Is people?
Yeah, I know. But remember something that Wile E. Coyote also said, which is true. Even the best laid plans go foul. Everything you can plan until you basically plan yourself into the grave. You might even plan exactly when to be buried, how to be buried, where to be buried. But the sad truth is, in the end, it's really up to the fates to decide when it happens. Okay, same thing with the future. You can save all your money in 401ks. You can save all your money in stocks and pension plans. You got all that money. But it doesn't take much for that fund to get wiped out. We're already seeing that. People are running into a problem when the funds are not there when they needed it. And they see it for it.
They didn't save enough, though. They didn't plan.
They didn't save enough because they probably didn't know how much it was going to be in the end.
It just didn't plan properly, Michelle. That's all. You know.
How can you plan 30, 40, 50 down years on the road?
It's
You
not that hard.
can't.
It's not that hard. Just sit down and think about it. Stop buying dumb shit. It's not
Well,
that
you mean
hard.
you're going to calculate ahead of time the inflation?
I mean, you
Most
don't have to
people don't
necessarily
do that.
consider inflation. You just have enough money to live. You act like, Michelle, you act like everything's gone up in price by hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars. Things are going, things have gone up by like cents, 20 cents here, 30 cents. I mean, what's the inflation? I still go to the store and spend the same amount of money I've been spending for the past
Right, but what I'm saying is that you have
everything's gone up in
have
price.
to consider every single possibility to truly have a bulletproof plan. If you don't even have that put aside,
no one has a
because you
bulletproof plan.
forgot to calculate the inflation factor. And of course, the medical costs have outstripped inflation. Big time. How can you plan ahead for that? You can have the best Obamacare healthcare on healthcare.gov plan you can get, and you still...
You can be prepared.
You don't even know if your premium is going to go up. You don't know nothing. You're just trying to make...
Though. It's called preparation, Michelle.
Yeah, it's called Preparation H. Thank you very much. Yeah, Preparation Hell. You can't even plan ahead.
Sure you can.
Oh, really? What's your future? Let me ask you this question. All right, when are you going to die? What year are you dying?
Nobody knows what year they're going to die, Michelle, but
hey,
I'm ready
you
for
don't even
when
know how
I
long
die.
you're going to live for.
What's that?
So when you retire and you're 65 years old.
I don't plan on living that long.
How
Michelle.
much money are you going to have in the bank by that time?
Michelle, I don't plan on living that long. I don't plan on living to 65. I don't take care of myself to live to 65. I don't have any children, nor do I want to be an old person. So my life goal is like 60.
Well, you don't have a choice if you're going to be an old person unless you do something we can't discuss on YouTube.
If I hit 60 and I don't want to live, I can just kill myself. I do have the choice. I have the choice 100%. I don't want to live past 60, so I could retire today and be fine, Michelle. I've got money. I've saved up money in the bank. If I didn't have an income, I could still live.
Michelle says it's valid of a point. If you have a valid point, Michelle has a valid point.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you want to prepare for retirement, I mean, there's simple steps you can take and look into it. I mean, it's not that hard to put money away and save up some money. I mean, it's just something everybody has to do. You should start doing it when you're young, or you're just gonna be fucked as an adult. I didn't learn that lesson until I was 25 years old.
I don't know, but as I said, most of the women in my family live to be centurions, so.
I doubt you'll live to be 100 years, Michelle, to be honest. I mean, I don't think you're going to live to 100.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't fuck. I know, I'll probably
but do you have chewing tobacco? You're out of breath from walking from the kitchen to your computer. I don't think you're going to live to 100, Michelle. No offense. Just saying, that's it's a pretty long haul for you. You got bad knees you're not taking care of, your hips. You're not taking care of any of your medical issues. I doubt you'll live to 100. You'll just be like a blob if you do. But yeah, I don't think anyone would want to. I mean, it's what, 55 years down the line, 2070. Yeah, that's pretty.
But okay, that's not what I said. I never said I can't avoid buying worthless junk. I never said that. I never said I can't plan either. We're talking in general. The large majority of Americans don't have more than $400 in the bank.
I don't even know how that's possible. Michelle, I don't even know how that's possible for someone who's an adult to not have more than $400 in the bank. That's absolutely fucking absurd.
There's a lot of people that don't have more than $400 in the bank.
That's terrible.
Because we also live in a society with more expenses. optional expenses, mind you, but they are part of life in the 21st century. Satellite dish, cable TV, internet, cell phone, electricity is kind of optional. As long as you have heat, as long as you have food, as long as you have a warm place to sleep, you're fine. But the fact of the matter is, if people do not make enough money, to help finance things, they use credit cards. They charge 29% interest rate. So the first question is how is credit cards a good choice for long term? It isn't. I don't know anything about your area, Brian K. I can't say anything about your area. I don't know nothing about it. Okay? But all I know is right now, a lot of Americans only have about $400 in the savings account. I don't have, okay. Moving to another country, I'm having enough anxiety just trying to think about moving to another state. I don't know what your immigration policies are like in South Africa. No, I haven't invested in anything. I have no stock portfolio at all. Give us a report, Red. What does that mean? Well, anyway, the point is, guys, is that nobody knows, nobody can successfully really plan months in advance. Alright? That's a fact. That's not a lie. Maybe if you have a professional person to help you plan it that can calculate all the potential contingencies, that might be a start in the right direction. But yeah, well, I know. That's what I'm trying to do now, guys. Working on planning, that's what I'm trying to do now. Right, investment is a risk. And right now, given the way the economy of the world is going, like I tried to explain, is we can't even figure out ahead of time, even a year in advance. Never mind after you retire ahead of time and say, okay, I'm retiring in, say, 65. I am currently 53, 54. Okay, that's 9 years. They say, okay, fine. So you say 9 years, so how long are you going to live for? I don't know. Let's just say 100 years. Okay, so that means you're going to live for 35 years. How much is it going to cost you per year to live on it? Well, let's see. Right now I'm making about $14,000 a year. Okay, $14,000 a year times, say, just 10 years to give a little buffer. That's $140,000. What's the inflation going to be like in 10 years? During your last expected year of life, what's the inflation going to be like? You can't even begin to guess. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my goal. Doesn't mean that Grim Reaper may agree with me, but the point is that's also based on the lifespan of the women in my family have been for the last 20, 30 years in death record history. You know, that should tell you something. So we try to plan ahead. We try to come up with a thing that makes sense. But if you don't do anything, okay, Skynet wants to come on. Go ahead, Skynet.
Hey, what's up, Michelle?
Not much.
I hear you complaining about not having money.
No, I'm not complaining about me not having money. I'm saying is that the average American person is running out of money, and 61% of America is living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, but why are you guys doing that?
You have a why are guys doing that? What does that mean?
Well, why are you living paycheck to paycheck? Why are you accepting that that's just how it is?
If you outlive your savings, for this example,
well, what have you
and you're
invested?
100 years old, 102 years old,
what have you invested, Michelle?
Who would hire you at 102 years old?
Michelle, when I was growing up, I always met older women that were invested in the stock market, and they had businesses and shit.
Right.
So what's up?
Well, the point is right now the stock market has become extremely volatile, so I wouldn't be a good long-term investment.
When prices are down, that's actually when you want to buy, Michelle, so that's wrong.
My low so high, baby.
You don't want to buy when it's a hot market. You want to buy when it's doing shitty, so you get the lows. But that's neither here nor there. What about a savings account? What kind of APR are you getting on your savings?
Yeah.
How much money are you making a day in your savings, Michelle?
Stan, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but then again, the first world is going to happen of basically everybody is living on a way above their means. Okay.
Well, it sounds like you and Ed are living above your means.
Yeah, you live above your means, Michelle.
No, I'm not.
Well, you do though. I mean, this year alone, you could have put away $120 if you didn't go and get your hair bleached. It's $120 right there. $30 for World of Warcraft.
Oh, man.
So there's $150 right
That's
there.
a really, really bad
You're living above your means, Michelle.
Just now, just a bulletin. United States just sent troops into the Ukraine.
Yeah, well, I know that we're going to. Well, I mean,
Putin.
Russia's already got troops in the Ukraine.
They said they weren't going to send troops into Ukraine though originally because
NASA said the Earth is round.
Yeah, well, you expect your price of heating oil and natural gas is going to go through the roof, guys.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah, did you invest in natural gas or oil?
They're just going to target something and nuke us. And they don't even have no...
Michelle, I mean, if gas prices are going to go through the roof, why wouldn't you invest in oil?
For nothing here in this country. We got a bunch of idiots running this country.
Well, I agree. That's what we're talking about. The fact is, in America right now, the government can't do anything for the people.
We're actually talking to a bunch of idiots.
All right, so my dad's
Michelle,
best.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here.
I was saying, wouldn't you want to like maybe invest in oil or gas or the military, knowing that gas prices are going to go through the roof?
Yeah, I know they're going to go through the roof.
I don't think she caught your question.
Yeah, Michelle, can you? I don't. Never mind. It's not even worth it.
No.
Michelle, you're just happy not having any money.
Yeah, she don't give a shit.
So Stan says, Paul's right, Michelle. You need to radically reform your spending and cut unnecessary expenses. Like, wow. Well, that's why I don't have cable.
Yeah, but Michelle, you're spending $60 on your hair. You're spending $15 a month on World of Warcraft when you could be playing a video game for free. You're buying unnecessary, you're buying things that you could probably do without, and then you're complaining about not having money when it's your fault that you don't have the money because you don't plan or strategize like these people for their retirement, and that's why they fucking burn through their retirement because they didn't plan. And you're basically saying the same thing. You're not planning. So then you buy these things, and then you complain that you don't have the money to get things that you do want. And then, it's just like a vicious circle.
Well,
Michelle, you need to put your money aside and have it make money for you. If you don't ever put money aside to make money, then you're never going to get ahead. You're always going to be behind. You have to
you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck all the time. And there are many people in your situation who don't live like that.
Well,
and they can't,
You want us to find them, Michelle? You want us to find the people that don't live like that?
I was just saying that's what I'm seeing right now. Okay? That's what...
Okay.
Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up a little early.
Doing a night show tonight, Michelle?
Should be.
Wednesday.
Unless it said not to do one, depending on how I feel emotionally and stuff.
Oh, yeah, maybe don't go to McDonald's then. That walk will probably take a lot out of you. You'll get tired. Maybe just stay at home and hang out.
Carlos, I am well aware of that. We need the stimulus check. But the problem is our dysfunctional government can't seem to figure out where its ass is. All right? That's a fact. Really. That's a fact. Our government doesn't know where its ass is. It doesn't know what to do. It's too dysfunctional. It's too broken. And that's why people are struggling. Okay?
Careful what you say about the government, Michelle. I don't want this video getting strike. Wasn't because of me.
Yeah, you're lucky if we don't get struck with an ICBM first. I think that's more of a bit of a problem, but still.
No,
YouTube needs to start waking up to the reality. Okay?
I don't even care about fucking Ukraine or Russia or any of that shit.
We're in the United States.
Well, anyway, guys, let's put it this way. If we do get another strike, I'm actually going to terminate this channel.
Well, first of all, I got to tell you right now, if goddamn Russia starts World War III, I'm going to slice your tires, Michelle.
Why would you slice my tires? I don't even have tires.
On your walker.
Nah, that wouldn't do any good. They're hard rubber. You mean you're going to slice my sneakers? That's the motive force that moves my vehicle, not...
I've got big old loppers. I'm gonna cut your sneakers in half. What are you gonna do then?
All right, guys. I will talk to you later. And
cheer up, Michelle. Cheer up, okay?
Yeah, go get your burger. You'll be all right, Michelle. Go get your burger. Have a nice walk.
I was just gonna buy a soda, actually. That was all I was gonna buy was a soda. I wasn't even gonna buy a burger.
Get a burger. It'll cheer you up. Get one.
Right now, I need to clear my head and get things organized.
Get Lumi out of there. Clear your head, Michelle.
Okay.
You must have been high on drugs.
All right, panel. I'm gonna let you guys go. All right, talk to you guys later in the panel, okay? Yeah. Bye bye.
I know, it's not the greatest sound effect in the world, but okay. Let me just explain one thing. Carlos, I'm going to talk to Carlos for a second. The government is so dysfunctional, it can't even figure out what it's supposed to do. People are saying that you should depend on the government for your retirement, for medical expenses, costs like that. You can't. We forget the Social Security Trust Fund is running dry. There has not been any plans to increase the fund at all. So, if you guys think there's a group of people who think the government always will be there for you. No, it's not. As much as I wish I could say that was not true, it's not going to be there for you.
Collapsing. The United States government's collapsing.
I mean, I love my channel. I love my channel making money, but honestly, Susie, here's the problem. Everybody's saying to me, oh, your channel doesn't mean crap. Your channel is just a greasy spot in front of San Bruno sidewalk of YouTube. And I don't care about you, which is true. But when I say, well, we can't talk about certain things, and when I bring up certain things to some of the younger generation, they immediately deflect it into saying something like, what did you buy this month? What did you buy last week? What did you buy a year ago? Okay? The sad truth is, they're not thinking and saying is, hey, wait a minute, how much money are you putting in the bank each month? $20? $40 automatic? Gee, why don't you put more? That's a great idea. I've been thinking about that. That's where the channel comes in. But you know, I'm trying to plan ahead. We got a landlord who's circulating the drain. We have, because he can't seem to physically do everything he needs to do, which means we might have to relocate. That's money that has to come from somewhere.
They took the tables and left all the wood out there, Michelle.
He did take the table?
Yeah, left all the wood, though, all over the place. The only thing he took was the tables.
You mean the saw table?
Yeah, it took the saw table and left all the wood and all the other garbage that's still out there.
Well, I can always use the wood for something. Yeah. I mean, I can recycle some of that material for myself. But that's another project. If I need advice to ask, I hate moving. Well, yeah, but we might have to too. We might have to move. It's New England, Connecticut is just too, especially Connecticut is too expensive to stay here. Of course, Ed and I both agree that moving to a state we don't know is scary as heck, but we can't afford to stay here if the rents go up 200%, and they very well could. Because once the landlord's utility costs go up 200%, he's going to need to increase the rent because he has to have more money to pay his utility costs. I don't even know how in the hell I would ever manage a $200 a month electric bill. And I pay $100 now. Well, I'm trying to listen to my gut. Yes, it is. So that's about where I stand. That's why I wanted to go for a walk today. It was to clear my ear, clear my air, clear the air, clear my head, and do a video at McDonald's
because frankly, I'm just gonna bring my laptop with me too, because after all, I did buy it for live streaming from McDonald's, and so I was gonna go live stream from McDonald's.
Nice and warm out, just outside. It's nice out today, real warm.
Right.
Yeah.
Cat picture, so true, just wish it was easier. The bed knobs and bed broomsticks are bewitched. Yeah, I need to do that. Because I need a break. Alright, guys. The reason I ended the panel was because everybody was sitting there criticizing me and saying that I wasn't doing enough. But what I think was not clear, and I'm just going to say this, is you can plan all you want. You can plan every last detail. But something is going to always happen that you can't even foresee. For example, did anyone expect that inflation is going to be 10% higher than last year? In July, they say that they predict that inflation will be 10% higher than last year. Heat natural gas is up 25% from last year. As of right now. And that's scary. That's a huge bill. And you can sit there and you can say, oh, you should save more money. You should have put more money into that 401k. You should have done this. You should have done that. The fact of the matter is that you don't know what's going to happen. So you try your best. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, that's where it stands right now with all the stuff that's going on. Now, as far as the video card, for those of you who don't know, until I clean the North Bridge, until I get the CPU heatsink off and change all the heatsink grease, I am not going to use a new video card, because what the computer is doing is something in that this computer is drawing. The new card is an overclocked card, and you draw some more power from the power supply. What it's doing is the same thing that the people that had a dual Radeon 5770s were running into, where the computer would seriously overwork itself. That was back when things were all hard drives and not SSDs. You need to transfer power from one thing to another. But if your Northbridge and your CPU are already overheating, you gotta fix them first. Okay? Right now I'm at 49 degrees Celsius as far as the heatsink goes on my computer. The fans right now are at the booster, which is the fan that's located right in the heatsink of the CPU in the Northbridge, is at 206 or 2006 RPM. That's pretty fast. Okay? It's because I could see it sort of through the fins that there's dust in there. And we have to clean out that dust. We have to also heatsink grease the fans, the motor, everything, the CPUs, because it probably hasn't been opened up since 2009 when they built the computer. Heatsink dries out, it becomes ineffective, it becomes a giant insulator. So that has to be fixed. Do you think a go back Russian ruble will be on? I don't think so, but I don't know. No, I think it needs new heatsink grease. And that's what I got to do is reheat sink grease. The grease is not that expensive. Arctic Silver 5 is not expensive. I got to get the 3mm wrench, the Arctic Silver 5, and carefully remove the shroud vacuum out all the dust from the fans, clean all the old heatsink grease off the processor and the North Bridge. If I can get the clip off the North Bridge without breaking the sucker. And then get that started and working. Okay? That's what I have to do. Right, I know that. But that's one of the reasons why I'm also getting frustrated. Because at least I can do something with the computer problem. I can't do anything with the global problems, with the situation at hand with Ukraine. I have no control over that. So I will deal with the issues I can in my own life and not worry about the things I have no control over. That's the whole idea, is to save a few $100. Because obviously if my CPU gets burnt out because it overheats, then it's going to cost me, even on a used market, about $100 just for the damn chip. So why let it get to that point? Clean out the chip. I mean, I'm a streamer. My computer has to be in tip-top shape. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Seriously, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think positive. I'm trying to turn my life around. Like I said, March, I said, I want to start going out more. I want to walk around a bit. I want to do things. I'm tired of sitting around the house. I cannot keep doing that anymore. Now, if that feels like going with me down to John's, because he said he wants more beer, we don't know when Ray's coming. We don't know when Krista's coming.
What day is this? Tuesday?
But we can certainly do something now.
It's not supposed to snow until what, Thursday?
Friday.
Oh, that's okay. I thought it was later in the week. I'm not worried about it today.
Alright, guys. I don't even know if this video is even monetizable. And I say that because the fact of the matter is I don't see why it wouldn't be, but there's always something that happens that creates problems for me somewhere in YouTube. That's why I really seriously liked the night shows on Twitch, was because the Twitch environment, the drama community wasn't there, but they are a large portion of my income revenue. Less clown soundboards, more content in the morning show. Stan, that's the way it always had been, was more serious content in the morning shows. That's exactly the way it used to be. What happened? It changed. Again. I mean, this used to be a fairly sincere show. Now it's all soundboards and pomp and circumstance. And people don't realize that I'm upset about things. You know, I mean, the night shows, I always knew were kind of a bit of a circus. There was never a question about that. But the morning shows were always intended to be on a little more serious level. I love to relax more. I just, I mean, right now I'm just getting something from starting to suffer from anxiety issues because of something I cannot control. And I mean, it's like I told Ed. I said, as far as the Ukraine goes, I have no control over the Ukraine. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is try to do the best I can with my life and make personal better choices. Financially, I'm doing okay through the channel, through YouTube. I'm actually doing fine. I mean, that's a big step in the right direction. So yeah, we should have a live stream tonight on YouTube and Twitch. Unless I don't feel up to it. You know. People are welcome to be here. I don't have a problem with that. But like I said, I just, there are things I cannot control. And if 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, as Carlos knows, you got a problem. Okay? If a large majority of people only have about 400 in savings, you got a problem. And that's something that immediately they say, oh, that applies to you. No, not really, because first of all, I don't have cable. I don't have 5 cell phones with 5 separate plans. I don't even have more than 1 cell phone. I don't invest in one thing, well, 2 things, 3, but they're not even regularly big expenses. World of Warcraft gameplay, that's not a major expense. I don't have cable, so I basically traded one thing for another. Okay? I don't live off my credit cards. I'm paying them off as fast as I can. And the sad truth is, I don't think that this government, for the most part, has a clear idea what they need to do. They don't have a clear idea. They're so dysfunctional, they can't even figure it out. The Senior Citizens League told them, people in retirement, Social Security, SSI, railroad retirement, veterans need more stimulus because those are the ones that are most vulnerable to hard times. Instead, the government sits there with pomp and circumstance giving away crack pipes. Like, what? What's the point here? Why are you giving away crack pipes? I don't understand this government at all. Yes, what I see you. Oh, I'm just kind of wrapping it up. All right, guys. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to clarify my point. So now we are going to wrap up the show. Everybody, I'll see you tonight if I feel like it. Just be aware of that. All right? So, talk to you later.